Okay, so your working must be very important. You are trying to solve for A. So here, you are trying to find A. A is negative B plus minus, yes Joey, square root of B square minus 4AC, B square minus 4AC over 2A. Okay, so this is your working. Do you need to work out after that using your calculator? Answer is no. Just straight away use your menu 522. Just enter in the value of your A, your B, and your C. Immediately you will get two answers, negative 0.592, or you will get, yes, negative 5.91. Now, when you use the quadratic formula, always leave your answer to 3 significant figures. Okay, always leave to 3 significant figures, because when you square root, you will get an irrational number. At the start of the question paper, they will say, if your answer is non-exact, give the degree of accuracy to 3 significant figure. Okay, it is clearly stated over there. So you must make sure you adhere to the instructions. If not, you will lose 1 mark. Okay, now for part B, whenever you see two fractions like this, one fraction on the left, one fraction on the right, or rather, I want to change this. Whenever you see fractions, you must make it into a non-fraction. Okay? In general, in math, in E-math, you don't like to deal with fractions. Okay, so how can you get rid of this fraction? If you already have one fraction on the left, one fraction on the right, then all we can do is we can actually cross multiply. Okay, we can cross multiply. Okay, so when we cross multiply, we multiply from the bottom up. Be very careful. If you have more than one term, make sure you put brackets around it. So here you're going to get B plus 5 times B plus 4 is equals to 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. The left hand side, I just need to do the rainbow method. What is the rainbow method? B times B, B square, B times 4 plus 4B, 5 times B, 5B, 5 times 4, 20 equals to 6. Okay? Bring everything over to the left hand side. These are like terms. B square plus 9B plus 20. Bring the 6 over. Minus 6 equals 0. This can simplify to B square plus 9B plus 14 equals 0. This is another quadratic. Use the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is 9, C is 14. You are trying to solve for B. B is negative B plus minus square root B square minus 4AC divided by 2A. Use your calculator. Enter in the values of your A, your B, and your C. You will get B is equals to negative 2 or B is equals to negative 7. So you realize that the quadratic formula is very important. In fact, you'll be using it many times in the exam. But again, I remind you, I need to see your working. No working, 0 straight away. Okay, so you must fake the working before you use the calculator method. Okay? Next one, part C, this is a trick question. Whenever you see like this as a perfect square, what do you need to do? You know this is of the form C square minus 2 square. C over 2 minus C equals 0. You want to combine these two fractions into one. Okay, why? because you want to simplify this whole thing first before you cross multiply. Okay, if you want to do that, you know that this c square minus 2 square is of the form a square minus b square. Does this look familiar? You know that this can be written as 3 over c minus 2 c plus 2. Okay, so this can be represented as this way. This is what you were taught in Sec 2. A square minus b square is a plus b, a minus b. Okay, this property you must know. So that is how we change this to here. Now, if I take a look at here, this is 2 minus c. But here it's not 2 minus c, it's c minus 2. So how do I make this the same as c minus 2? If you want to do that, you can actually write this as c minus 2. But if you change the position, you must factorize out a negative. Okay, so in this case, the plus will become minus. Don't believe me, you can substitute back the negative into c minus 2. You will get negative c plus 2. This is negative c plus 2. Okay, so it's really the same thing. You get this equals to 0. Next, how do we combine these two fractions into one? I need to make the denominator the same. So here, I can just multiply by c plus 2, c plus 2. My denominator now is the same, c minus 2, c plus 2. The top will just be 3 minus c square. Negative c times c gives me negative c square. Negative c times 2 gives me negative 2c equals to 0 over 1. Why do I write it as 0 over 1? Because I want to cross multiply. Okay? Once I cross multiply, the bottom multiplied by 0 will just be 0. 1 times the top, I will get negative c square minus 2c plus 3 is equals to 0. This is what I get after I cross multiply. Yes? Okay, you technically, you cannot really just skip the fraction because we need to see your working.
Is it meta marks?
Yeah, it's meta marks.
What if my answer is correct? Then I answer correct, but then everything correct, oh?
But your working must make sense.
So like this one is considered as meta marks.
Yeah, this is the meta marks. Okay?
Why can't we see?
Because, okay, what you mean? You mean from here you straight away don't care about the denominator?
Yeah. No, Joel. Don't care about denominator, but the denominator is same as combined. Yeah, that's the second fraction. We only skip it when it's equal to 0. Yeah. Because no point when you multiply by 0, it's going to get you 0 anyways. Cannot. Just bargain with the center. Bargain with the sector.
Okay lah, technically sometimes they will mark it correct lah. But if you have a very strict marking scheme, they may not give you all the marks. If you have a very strict marking scheme. But I can understand what you're doing. Okay, basically what you're doing is basically you are just comparing, you're just doing comparison. But if you have a very strict marking scheme, they may not accept it. Okay?
So the second fraction in the marking scheme is a meta mark itself.
Yes.
Okay?
So sometimes the marking scheme is very strict, then they may not be able to do that. Okay?
I never wrote that.
Of course, you can, if you want to go directly from here to here, like I say, it really depends on the marker. Sometimes we do, when we mark, right, when teachers remark, we just do SOI, means seen or implied, means we assume that you know what you're doing.
No, I skipped the second one, like the combined fraction, not the...
You skip the second one, means you got here lah.
Yeah, I skipped that one.
Then it's okay.
That one's not meta mark lah.
No, this not.
Oh,
This not. You can skip this one. Okay? You can skip this one. But This one, usually we want to see, the one that I circled.
So you terbalik again. Just now you.
Okay?
Just now you said.
No. This one is the one that generally we want to see. But you mean you show here, then straight away here? Then usually sometimes we can do seen or implied. Means that we will assume that you know what you are doing. Okay. Let me continue because I'm running out of time already. So once you get here, what do you need to do? Just use the quadratic formula. Can? I don't think I need to explain already. So here, just use the quadratic formula, you get the answer. Okay? Question number 2, inequalities. Do I need to go through this one?
Just show
The first, okay, I'll just show the first step. The first step, I don't know if I answer, I never work out. Okay, I haven't worked out anything. But I show you the first step. For this kind is simultaneous inequalities. Okay, you need to solve this into 2 parts first. The first part, 2x minus 3 over 5 is less than x minus 1. Or you have x minus 1 is less than equals to 3 minus 4 minus x. So you need to separate it into 2 separate inequalities. Then you solve it separately. Okay, I do it very fast. 2x minus 6 over 5 less than x minus 1. I write this as 2 fractions. I can cross multiply as well. But when you cross multiply, you follow the arrows. 1 times 2x minus 6, inequality sign will keep the same, less than 5 times this, 5 times x minus 1. Expand 5 times x, 5x, 5 times minus 1, negative 5. 2x minus 6, bring all the x to one side, negative 3x, less than, bring the negative 6 over, plus 6, give you 1. Divide by negative 3 on both sides, therefore x is greater than 1/3, negative 1/3. Alright? So this is the first one. This is the most difficult part. The one on the right hand side is much easier. 3 times 4 gives me 12. 3 times negative x gives me negative 3. Less than x minus 1. Bring all the x to one side. X plus 3x is less than 12 plus 1. 4x is less than equals to 13. X is less than 13 over 4. This you can write in a proper fraction, will give you 3 and 1 over 4. Okay? Since they want you to solve and draw on the number line, this is relatively simple. I went over the line. Let me shift it to one side. Okay? I mark the points. Let's say this is 0. Negative 1/3 is over here. Let's say 3 and 1/4 is over here. Here is less than equals to, this must be a solid, goes to the left. Here is greater than 1/3. My solution will be the point of intersection over here. But generally, I would want to see my solution as this. Huh? Yes, you have to represent like that. Okay, you have to represent as the red one. This is just your working. This is your working. But please represent your answer like this. Yes.
necessary to put 0 on the number line when you draw the solution? Or just write just write the input?
We were never taught to put 0 there by the way.
No, don't have to.
If you write it, like,
Okay, but this is not your final answer. Your final answer is x. Arrows always point to the left. Negative 1/3, 3 and 1/4. Okay, 3 and 1/4. Okay, so part B, write down the smallest prime number which satisfy the above inequality. So what is the smallest prime number over here? 2. Okay, 1 is not a prime number. I repeat again, 1 is not a prime number. Okay, very quickly, almost come to the end already. Question 3.
Real world question, please.
There's no real world question here.
The Ben and Jerry.
Ben and Jerry.
That's not real world.
That is real world.
That is fake world.
That's not real world
Just
context.
like it's real world.
That one real world? No, it's not real world.
Then,
Okay, after this, I jump to the last question.
Five to question 5.
Okay, let me explain this one first.
Okay.
Why this one has no real roots? If you tell me that the discriminant is less than 0, I won't give you any marks. Because this is E math. This is not A math. Okay? So you must explain using the E math method. Yes. Maybe. Okay? So why this one has no real roots? No real roots means no solution. Why? You must explain. Because when you use the quadratic formula, you cannot square root a negative number. In A math, you learn discriminant. E math, you never learn discriminant. Okay? So you cannot use the discriminant is less than 0. You must say that when you use the quadratic formula, which when you use your A is negative 11, B is 6, C is negative 3. When you try to solve for this, negative 6 plus minus B squared minus 4AC over 2A, you realize that you cannot square root this. You must work out this answer. Okay, you must tell me that you cannot square root. What is this answer? 6 negative 93. You must tell me negative 66. You must tell me you, okay, you must tell me you cannot square root negative 96. Therefore, there is no real roots. Okay, don't just say that the discriminant is less than 0. Okay, this is not A math. This is not A math. You must understand, yes.
What are the formulas or explanation can I use?
Basically, whatever that you never learn in A math, no, whatever you learn in A math, that you never learn E math, you don't apply it.
I don't even remember.
Then it's good. Then you won't go wrong.
But then I wrote B square minus 4AC less than 0.
yeah, same.
No, then you must calculate what is the B squared minus 4AC. You must say that the negative 60, don't know what, is less than 0. Okay? Therefore, and you cannot square root a negative number. You must tell me you cannot square root a negative number. Okay? Therefore, it has no real roots. It has no solution. Okay? Now, I'm going to skip because I only have about 10 minutes left. Let's jump to question number 6. Okay, the sketching portion, please make sure you know how to do. 5B.
5D. D for donkey. Yeah. D for donkey. D for...
Find the line of symmetry.
D for donkey.
Okay, let's quickly go 5. Okay, so this one is also quite simple. 5A, find the coordinates of P and Q. So you already have this quadratic. Okay, you already have this quadratic. P and Q is basically the x-intercepts. Okay, P and Q are basically the x-intercepts. So how do you find x-intercepts? X-intercepts, you let y equal 0. If you let your y be 0, you just need to apply your quadratic formula. Because of time, I won't write out the full working. Just use your calculator straight away. Okay, so A is 1, B is 3, C is negative 10. So the coordinates of P is 2, 0. Coordinates of Q is, oh sorry, this is negative 5, 0. Negative 5, 0. This one is 2, 0. Okay, because the x-intercept is at 2 and x is at negative 5. Not and, or. Okay, so part B, the line of symmetry is always in the middle of the two x-intercepts. In the middle means we will find the average. Average of the x-intercepts, 2 plus negative 5 divided by 2, negative 3 divided by 2, negative 1.5. Answer, x is equals to negative 1.5. Part C, find the coordinates of R. What is R? R is also known as the y-intercept. How do you find the y-intercept? You let x be 0. If your x is 0, your value of y is just negative 10. So the coordinates of R is y is negative 10, value of x at this location is 0. Okay, so here the coordinates is 0, negative 10. Okay, part D. Given that the line y equals to k intersect at one point, state the value of k. If it only intersects at one point, that means let us draw a straight line. Okay, let us draw a straight line over here. Means that this line over here must be a tangent to the curve. Therefore, it only intersects at one point only. Okay? So what is the value of y over here? What is the value of y? You need to find the coordinates of the turning point. Okay, you need to find the coordinates of the turning point. So how do you find the coordinates of the turning point? You sub the line of symmetry inside the equation.
Line of symmetry and turning point is
Different.
Line of turning point. But then
The line of symmetry will cut through the turning point, but they are different. Turning point is basically a point. Okay, the turning point is the point here. I mark it with an X. The line of symmetry is the line that cuts through the turning point. Okay, so you just need to sub the line of symmetry into the equation. You will find the corresponding value of y. Okay, I don't have time. I need to move on already. Question 6. Okay, question 6. This one is a distance speed time question. Always draw the don't steal things. If you want to find the time taken is the distance divided by the speed. The distance is 44 km. The speed is x. So the thing is just 44 minus x. Now part B. Ben moves 2 km faster than Jerry. So what is Jerry's speed? Jerry's speed is x minus 2 because Ben is 2 kilometers per hour faster. That means Jerry is 2 kilometers per hour slower. So his speed is x minus 2. Okay? So this one will be 44 divided by x minus 2. Now, if the difference between the two timing is 5 minutes, that means I need to take the larger number minus away the smaller number. Which one is larger? Is it number 1 or is it number 2? Which one is larger? Which one will give me the larger number? Number 1 or number 2? Which is? Number 2. Why is number 2 larger? Whenever you divide by lesser people, you get a larger number. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
If you have a fixed amount of money, you share with lesser people, each one will get more. Okay, so here, you know that it must be 44 x minus 2 minus 44 over x. Now, this time is in hours. If the difference in the hours is 5 minutes, we need to convert this 5 minutes to hours. So here must divide by 60. must divide by 60. Okay? So this one, if you divide by 60, you will get 1 over 12. How to do this? Combine these two into one fraction. Make the denominator the same. Okay, x minus 2, x minus 2. Once the denominator is the same, you can proceed to combine 44x plus 88 divided by x minus 2. Let me expand this out. X squared minus 2x equals to 1 over 12. 44 minus 44, basically these two will cancel out. Cross multiply and you will get the answer x squared minus 2x minus 1056 equals to 0. So you just need to put the word shown. Okay? Just put the word shown. Yes. No. Wait. Yes. Just put shown. Okay. Part D, use the quadratic formula. Okay, just use the quadratic formula. A is 1, B is negative 2, C is negative 1056. X is equals to negative 2 plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Yes. What do you mean by why is it minus? You mean this one? Because you are trying to take the larger number minus away the smaller number, the difference is 5 minutes. Can? Can or KD? Okay, if not, I'm gonna move on. So here, just use your calculator. Your A is 1, your B is negative 2, your C 1056. So you will get two answers for X, 33.5, leave to 3 sig fig, or X is negative 31.5, leave to 3 sig fig. You have two answers. Okay? Then next one, find the speed Jerry was traveling at. So the speed that Jerry traveled is just X minus 2. Which one should you be using? Positive one. 33.5 minus 2. 31.5. Don't need to put reject. This one just put 31.5. Okay, so that is all